So I guess the question is it too late to start a business online and be successful in 2020? Is it too late?
I mean, that's such a joke. No, there's so many. I mean, the internet's just starting. I mean, the internet's really just starting.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we're really just in the advent. You look, I mean, every year another industry gets disrupted by the internet. Like, take taxi cabs, for instance. Nobody thought that the internet was going to affect, yellow taxi cabs. Yet within 5 years, Uber took that industry onto the internet. Vacation rentals got taken on the internet by Airbnb. And look how many other industries there are that haven't been plugged in and connected to the internet. I mean, look at how much information is still not shared in an organized way on the internet. There's more opportunities than not. I mean, we're still in the very nascent stages of connecting the world. I mean, it's pretty unanimous actually amongst successful folks that we're in the very early stages still. Maybe we're towards the end of the beginning stage, but we're in the early stages overall.
Some of my students and the people that watch my videos will tell me this. Well, JR, I just don't have a product. I don't have anything to sell. I need something cool. And I know you're involved in affiliate marketing. Can you speak to how somebody could actually make money without even having a product?
Sure. I mean, I would say, generally speaking, most of the population makes money without having a product. They're either, maybe working for a company, selling somebody else's product or supporting it or whatever. But on the internet, the two easy ways are e-commerce, drop shipping, where, basically there's hundreds of billions of dollars worth of unsold inventory around the world. And if you can sell it for companies, they will pay you. And also affiliate deals, which is where you sell another person's product or service and they pay you a commission. So, one is the traditional, the drop shipping model is the traditional, buy low, sell higher.
Right.
Buy it wholesale and sell it, at retail or whatever. And then the other model, affiliate marketing, is just the sales model, which is you sell somebody else's product and you get a commission for doing so, maybe 50% or whatever the company is offering.
Very cool. And you've done very well with that. Matter of fact, I've done some deals with you and I made thousands of dollars with John, guys. So, you want to check out his stuff too. Now, I read an interesting article and I want to kind of prefix it with you first off. I think, my opinion, nowadays, the majority of the population is thin-skinned. They get their feelings hurt so bad. And their way of overcoming that is by tearing down people who are successful. And I'm sure there's bad things about me, bad things about you on the internet because people are jealous. I read an article the other day. This is the report from Gizmodo. Elon Musk is kind of a dick. That was the title for a story that somebody wrote. What do you think of that?
I think he wrote it himself to keep him in the news. He has a great press team.
Yeah, it's like people love to attack people online now, guys. So, when you're looking around, I wouldn't look at people who have all perfect ratings on everything. I would look at people who are successful and have stood the test of time. I mean, the people that stay around, and you've been around for years now.
Yeah.
You're 21, you're 33 now. That's 12 years right there, guys. Yeah. So, if you're interested in the type of stuff John's talking about, he's been around. Okay. He's still here. Okay. It's still growing. I think you've got over 400,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel now. And I mean, he's always doing something. So, a lot of people want to get started and they don't really know where to start. So what would you say to somebody, they got nothing. They got nothing whatsoever, and they want to start making money online. What advice would you give them with your experience?
First off, I don't think it really matters where you start. But if I were to go into it, I believe every individual case is different. The first thing I do is kind of survey your surroundings, and look at who are the rich people around you, in your community, in your area. Maybe you live in a coal mining town. maybe live in a, maybe live in a small farming town. Are there certain advantages where, that you can use? Maybe John Deere has a refurbishing facility near your town, or maybe you live in a foreign country, and you know multiple languages, and you live in Morocco, and you have a lot of interesting products that maybe you could take advantage of and sell to international markets. I'd look for advantages. I'd look at what other, where the rich people are in your area, and I'd start hanging out with them. I'd start talking to them. I'd work for them for free. I do whatever you can to get closer to the more successful people in your community. Number one. Or if you have the means, move to a place where, where there's already an ecosystem of entrepreneurs, because you'll have more support there overall. The second thing I would do is literally just, watch a few YouTube videos, maybe spend a couple hours looking at the different businesses that are out there, and just pick one. Coin flip, doesn't matter, and then focus on that for the next 6 months. And don't think about anything else. Don't think about quitting. Just next 6 months, I believe you have to give each business at least 6 months, good, honest, hard, dedicated, focused effort, and get through all the problems, even if there are obstacles that seem insurmountable. Just, again, you're on it for 6 months, so you got to do something. And that would be my advice on how to get started. I don't, people always ask me where. And again, I don't think it matters. You could start a t-shirt shop, where you're selling in person. It doesn't matter. You just, you can grow. I mean, there are t-shirt companies that are multi-billion-dollar companies. Life is Good is a good example. It doesn't matter where you start. You can become rich doing anything, whether it's internet connected or not.
Okay. Yeah, I used to listen to Jim Rohn a lot, and I don't know if you're familiar with Jim Rohn or not.
Yeah.
But he had a really good sentence about that. And he says, when people ask me where they should start, he says, there's opportunities everywhere. Throw a rock, and wherever it lands, that's where you start.
Yeah. I love that. I love that quote. And that's like, similar to the flip a coin thing. It doesn't matter. People put way too much focus on that. It's not about the business. It's about the person and their resilience and their perspiration, their dedication.
Now, I think most people don't want to fail. I was in the sales industry.
They're scared.
Yeah, but
little
I was in the sales industry,
sissies.
and we knew that 1 out of 5 people would buy. We knew that, okay, in the industry I was in. And most salespeople would go out and get 2 or 3 no's and go, I'm done for the day. Yeah. And I looked at it as figure out what that one sale is worth, take it and divide it by 5, and that's what you make every time you talk to a customer. When I started, and I want you to talk about failure for a second. When I started, I was selling cell phone cases on eBay, because that was the biggest thing selling on eBay at the time. And what happened with that was I would have to buy 100 or 200 cell phone cases, and then I'd try to sell them, and then the phones would change, and I would take the cell phone cases and I'd put them in my walk-in closet. And then I'd buy the next cell phone case and try to sell a few of those, and I'd put what I couldn't sell in the walk-in closet. Pretty soon, you can guess this, the walk-in closet was full, and I didn't make any money. I was making like 50 cents. And people said, well, you were a failure. And I say, no, I wasn't. Here's why. Because I learned how to put a product on eBay. And I learned how to set up a merchant account. And I learned how to set up PayPal. And I learned how to list items. And I learned about SEO and descriptions. What do you say about failure and what failure really is? Because I don't think there is failure.
It's not. There's no failure unless you quit.
Yeah. I mean, because you're always learning, right?
Yeah, you're still. Yeah, I mean, until you turn your back and you start walking away from the front lines, you haven't failed until you're dead, or you've decided on your own to turn around and walk away. So there is no failure. It's just, it's advances. Sometimes you retreat a little bit, right? That year where I lost $1 million was hard, But you know, again, I could have thrown in the towel on entrepreneurship and said, I lost $1 million. I owe $400,000 to the IRS. I'm just going to get a job and, you know, work it off over the course of a few years and live a normal life, right? I could have done that, but I was stubborn and I didn't quit. And I said, okay, I'm going to still start work, you know, keep working on this business. And it gets hard, you know, you know, like that time, for instance, I was having panic attacks.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was having
you
huge.
are. Guys,
Yeah.
listen to this. This guy's a secure guy. He does videos all the time. So try to relate to this. Go ahead and tell your story about that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was December 2016. I was in the middle of, I just told a bunch of people, uh, you know, basically they were fired and that, you know, I couldn't work with them anymore. And, you know, I cried. It was really stressful. You know, it's stressful when you have to tell folks that, you know, that whose lives and families depend on, you know, the income, and that, you know, you worked really hard to sell on the opportunity of working for you. It's really hard saying, you know, telling them you have to let them go and, you know, you're leaving the business. So that was very difficult. Then, you know, also I had I'd lost, you know, I had personally lost all my money doing this business I started, about $1 million. And I was, I owed $400,000 to the IRS, and I had my first kid on the way. And I went to a bar in Santa Monica called the Daily Pint with my brother, who was working for me at the time. And I had a sip of the beer, and then for whatever reason, my face turned white and pale. I started feeling like I had to throw up. I got this sense of overwhelming dread, like I was going to die all of a sudden for no reason. And I walked into the bathroom and I saw my face had gone really pale, like, you know, and I was dry heaving for like 20 minutes. I just,
Wow.
yeah. And it was, I looked it up and I was like, because I had no idea what was happening. And, you know, it was a panic attack. And I had a series of those during this period. But you know, it's not all peaches and roses, you know, it's times like that where, you know, again, you have to have thick skin as an entrepreneur. And, you know, if I would have given up at that point, I would have been $400,000 in debt. Now I persevered and I was able to make, you know, $1 million or almost $1 million profit that next year. So, you know, it's all full of ups and downs, and you have to have really thick skin to run your own business. But again, you know, no boss is going to pay you $1 million. You know?
Yeah, they can't do that, can they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's kind of interesting. Everybody thinks I've got to find the one thing that's going to work, and I'm going to do that thing, and I'm going to make a lot of money. When in fact, if you just start, you know, I spoke at the guerrilla marketing event in Florida a year ago, and my one theme was, you know, everybody said, well, how did you sell survival food? I mean, my God, what made you ever think of that? And I was like, I didn't think of that. I just didn't like my boss, and I was trying to do something. I started selling cell phone cases, and cell phone cases turned into camping equipment, and camping equipment turned into a company contacting me who had some survival food, and I sold their survival food. And then they couldn't fill the orders, and I lost a ton of money, lost my PayPal account, I lost my eBay account, and I sat in my warehouse one day, and I'm like, maybe I should come up with my own survival food.
Yeah.
And I started that, and that's done millions of dollars. So it's not necessarily what you start with, it's just that you start, right? Because you don't know where it's going to lead you. And now I do courses. Who would have thought that when I was selling cell phone cases?
Yeah. It's wild, but you just, I think it's just about keep going.
Yeah, and starting is the biggest thing I've seen. Now, some people will say, and we're going to wrap this up in a second, but they'll say, I don't want to start something because I've got friends and family, and if I don't do well at this, they're going to laugh at me. What would you say to
I mean, if I don't know everybody's particular situation, but everybody's got to make, decide on their priorities in life. Maybe, I don't advocate people going like massively in debt. I don't advocate, people going into debt for starting a business necessarily. I say, just save your money. You should be able to support. Once your own business starts taking over the income of whatever your job is, which was my case. I mean, I didn't quit my job until my income was doubly replaced by my side income, my side hustle. So I was making $15,000 a month before, on the side. This is in addition to my job income before I quit my job, which was paying me $6,000 a month. So I I I I don't know. Like I played it very safe, So I would say if you have to take care of your family, you know, but you don't have time to split between, your family and your business or whatever. I mean, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. And I really don't think money's that, it's not meaningful in the scheme of our existence here on Earth. It helps you do things. For me, I want to start a space company, I believe, and I need a lot of money to do that. So that's my mission, but it's to each their own. It's
When you
not.
were 21, did you want to start a space company?
No,
See how
no.
it
When I was
changes?
21, I just wanted to make a ton of cash.
Right, it changes.
I could go to the club, I could gamble in Vegas, I could fly all my friends places with me first class,
Right.
I could impress girls. I could go anywhere I want. Like that was at 21, and but then again, I also blew all my all the money I made in my younger 20s. Like, oh, I was definitely good at spending money when I was younger.
Now I know, since people have heard you and you make so much sense, and it really is helpful that you've opened up yourself, about
Yeah.
your inadequacies and your successes and all that. They're probably going to want to get some more information. And I know you've done some training, and guys, this training is based on his successes, I would assume, not your failures.
Yeah.
And there is a way to get that. And I'm going to put some links below, but can you tell them a little bit about what type of training which you have available out there? Because I know these people are going to want it.
Sure. So, essentially, selling stuff on the internet, like what I talked about, getting started, which is, e-commerce drop shipping or affiliate marketing, selling products on a commission basis. It really boils down to three things you need to know, which is, getting traffic, setting up a website, and having a product to sell. And I just, I prepared a training because I've had so many people ask me about, John, how do I get traffic, or how do I start an online business or stuff like that. I just figured I'd kind of like nail that one down because I'm tired of getting thousands of messages a week. And like that's what I get just from all the press out there about me now. So I just boiled it down in this training to three actionable, steps that you can take to start an internet business and start earning money from it fairly fast. So it's useful.
Can they opt in and get access to this?
Yeah, I'll create a link,
Okay,
or
cool. That'd be great.
I'll send you our link to get onto the most recent training. Yeah.
Okay. Now, John also has a great channel, guys, and I want to talk about that a second. Can you tell me what you cover on your channel?
Yeah, on YouTube I cover marketing, online marketing. I cover mainly free traffic methods. So how to reach people, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Google, whatever, for free. I also cover how to do some online advertising. I cover landing pages. I cover mindset and mentality. really anything I'm interested in. I put out 5 videos a week. I also give away a lot of free money on my channel. Every Monday,
give away
I'm giving
money.
away. What?
You give away money.
Yeah, every Monday I give away a bunch of money to all my subscribers.
Guys, are you listening to this? He's giving away money on Mondays. So I'm going to put a link of your channel below so they can go to that and subscribe and get involved in all this. Anything else you'd like to share before we finish up?
For those of you that are too scared to start a business, that's not a problem. I'm not here to motivate anyone, but I would encourage you to think about how you can make an impact on the world. And one of those ways, I believe, is actually getting involved, getting knowledgeable about our space program and the companies working with our space programs. I'm wearing this is Jeff Bezos's company right here on my hat. If you're watching the video version of this, that's Blue Origin. It's an asteroid mining company. And space, as both an American who believes in manifest destiny, and as a member of the human race, I believe it is our mission to reach up into the heavens and explore this amazing creation that we've been given. And I would encourage anybody that's maybe younger or interested in just working a job to look into opportunities to support our space organizations. Awesome.
Well, I really appreciate you taking time out today, John. I mean, this has really been informative. It's been motivational. It's been informational. I mean, it's really covered all the bases and checked all the boxes. So I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. And happy to be on here.
All right, guys, check out all of John's stuff. They'll have links below. Check out his channel. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications so that you know when he does a particular video, because you don't want to be searching for it, and he can notify you on that and give him a thumbs up on all those videos too. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.